Think training is just for dogs? Think again. Cats are smart, curious, and yes, they can be trained. See that cat strutting around like they own the place? Yeah, that's right, they do own the place and they know it. But that doesn't mean they can't learn a thing or two. We're not talking about turning Fluffy into a circus act here. This is about building a stronger bond through understanding, communication, and, yeah, a few tasty bribes along the way. Today we'll show you how to teach your feline friend commands, tricks, and even how to stop unwanted behaviors. Let's dive in. We gotta talk about the obvious here, folks. Cats ain't dogs. Dogs are all about pleasing their humans. Cats, they're all about pleasing themselves. That's not a bad thing, it's just their nature. They're independent, they're curious, and they're hardwired to follow their instincts. So, how do we work with that? First, forget everything you think you know about traditional training. We're not talking about harsh commands or punishments. That'll get you nowhere with a cat, except maybe a nice scratch on the nose. We need to tap into what makes them tick. And what makes them tick? Pleasure. Cats are all about seeking out pleasure and avoiding pain. That's why positive reinforcement is the name of the game here. We're talking treats, toys, praise, whatever, get your little buddy purring. Find what motivates your cat and use it to your advantage. Now let's talk about timing. Cats have notoriously short attention spans. You've got about a 3-second window to reinforce a behavior before they're off chasing dust bunnies. So be ready, be quick, and be consistent. Consistency is key, my friends. You've got to be on your game every single time. Cats thrive on routine and predictability. If you're only rewarding them sometimes, they're going to be confused and lose interest fast. And speaking of losing interest, keep your training sessions short and sweet, 5 to 10 minutes tops. Any longer and you're going to lose their attention. Remember, we want them leaving the session wanting more, not running for the hills. The bottom line is this: training a cat is all about understanding their unique personality and working with it, not against it. It's about building trust, communication, and a whole lot of patience. But trust me, the bond you'll build will be worth every head bump and purr along the way. All right, now that we're on the same page about how cats think, let's talk about setting you up for success. Just like you wouldn't train a dog in the middle of a dog park, you've got to create the right environment for your cat to thrive. First things first, find a quiet space, and I mean quiet. No distractions, no loud noises, no other pets running around. This is your cat's time to shine, so let's give them the stage they deserve. Next up, gather your supplies. This is where the fun begins. What does your cat go absolutely bonkers for? Treats, toys, a specific type of brush. Whatever it is, have it ready to go. Remember, we're using positive reinforcement here, so make those rewards count. Now, let's talk about timing. The best time to train your cat is when they're relaxed and in a playful mood. Right after a nap or a meal is usually a good bet. Avoid training them when they are stressed, hungry, or just not feeling it. Trust me, you'll both be happier for it. Consistency is key, and that includes the environment. Try to train your cat in the same spot every time. This helps them associate that location with positive experiences and makes them more likely to engage. And speaking of engagement, keep those training sessions short and sweet, 5 to 10 minutes tops. Cats have notoriously short attention spans, so don't push it. End on a positive note and leave them wanting more. Remember, the goal here is to create a fun and rewarding experience for both you and your cat, so relax, have patience, and enjoy the journey. All right, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of teaching your cat some basic commands. And remember, we were starting with the basics here. No need to go full-on tiger tamer just yet. First up, come. This one's a classic for a reason. It's super helpful for getting your cat's attention and can even be a lifesaver in certain situations. Start by using their name or a specific sound like a whistle or a clicker. When they come to you, give them a treat and praise the heck out of them. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Next, let's talk about sit. This one's a bit trickier but totally doable. Hold a treat above your cat's head and slowly move it back towards their tail. As their butt hits the ground, say sit and give them the treat. Timing is everything here, folks. Now for a fun one, high five. This is a great trick to impress your friends and show off your cat's intelligence. Hold a treat in your hand and wait for your cat to paw at it. As they touch your hand, say high five and give them the treat. With a little patience, you'll have them giving you high fives left and right. Remember, every cat learns at their own pace. Some cats might pick up these commands in a few sessions, while others might take a bit longer. Be patient, be consistent, and most importantly, have fun. Okay, let's get real for a second. Sometimes our feline overlords have a knack for getting into mischief, but before you banish Fluffy to the outdoor doghouse, don't even think about it. Remember that unwanted behaviors can often be redirected with a little patience and understanding. First and foremost, identify the root of the problem. Is your cat scratching the furniture because they don't have a proper scratching post? Are they peeing outside the litter box because it's not clean enough? Once you figure out the why behind the behavior, you can start addressing it effectively. Now let's talk about what not to do. Yelling, hitting, or spraying your cat with water will only make things worse. Remember, we're trying to build trust here, not instill fear. Negative reinforcement will only damage your bond and make your cat less likely to cooperate. Instead, focus on redirecting the behavior. If your cat is scratching the furniture, provide them with a sturdy, appealing scratching post and place it near their favorite scratching spot. Sprinkle some catnip on it for good measure. When they use the post, praise them like they just won an Olympic medal. If the litter box is the issue, make sure it's scooped daily and thoroughly cleaned at least once a week. Cats are very particular about hygiene, so a dirty litter box is a big no-no. You can also try different types of litter to see what your cat prefers. Remember, consistency is key. Every time your cat engages in the unwanted behavior, calmly redirect them to the desired alternative. With patience and persistence, you can help your cat break those bad habits and live their best life. So you've mastered the basics and your cat is practically fluent in human. Ready to take things to the next level, let's talk about some advanced training techniques that will blow your mind and maybe even impress your cat. First up, leash training. Yes, you read that right. You can train your cat to walk on a leash. Start by getting them comfortable wearing a harness indoors. Once they're cool with that, attach the leash and let them drag it around for a bit. Gradually increase the distance and time, and before you know it, you'll be strolling through the park with your feline sidekick. Next, let's talk about teaching your cat to go to a specific spot. This is super helpful for getting them off counters, out of rooms, or even just to their bed at night. Choose a command word like place or bed and lure them to the desired spot with a treat. Once they're there, give them the treat and praise them. Repeat this process until they start going to the spot on command. Remember, advanced training takes time and patience. Don't get discouraged if your cat doesn't pick it up right away. Just keep at it, be consistent, and most importantly, have fun. Congratulations, you've made it to the final chapter. You're well on your way to becoming a certified cat whisperer. Before we wrap things up, let's go over some essential tips to ensure your training journey is a success. First and foremost, remember that patience is your superpower. Cats learn at their own pace, and some days will be better than others. Don't get discouraged if your cat isn't mastering the politics of high fives overnight. Just keep at it and celebrate the small victories along the way. Next, embrace the power of positive reinforcement. Cats are much more likely to repeat behaviors that result in rewards, whether it's a tasty treat, a favorite toy, or a good old-fashioned head scratch. Make sure you're generously rewarding your cat for their efforts. Timing is everything. Cats have notoriously short attention spans, so keep your training sessions short and sweet. 5 to 10 minutes is ideal. Any longer, and you risk losing their interest. Remember, we want them leaving the session wanting more, not running for the hills. Consistency is key. Try to train your cat at the same time each day in the same environment using the same commands. This helps create a routine and makes it easier for them to understand what's expected of them. And last but not least, have fun. Training your cat should be an enjoyable experience for both of you, so relax, let go of any expectations, and enjoy the journey of bonding with your feline friend on a deeper level. Cats may be independent, but with the right approach, they can be just as trainable as dogs. Remember, we're not trying to change who they are, just enhance the incredible bond we share with them. So grab some treats, start small, and unlock your cat's potential. You might be surprised at what you can accomplish together. Which command will you try first? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tips on training and bonding with your pets.